Hello, I am Shay Onlaye and I hate being alone. Which is quite a weird thing for me to say considering that I have literally packed up my life and moved abroad to Singapore on my own. I really thought that COVID would trump the time when I felt the most alone, but I'm not gonna lie, this has cleared it easily. Like, you know, COVID, we were alone in our rooms, quarantined, but it didn't feel that lonely for me personally because I had my family with me. We didn't really fight, we would hang out. My room's quite cozy. My friends, we love a good chill mug on FaceTime, so everyone was still very easily accessible. But this whole moving abroad thing has been a whole different kettle of fish. I really thought the transition would be very smooth and very simple, like so smooth and simple I could do it on my own. I literally begged and encouraged my parents not to come with me. And that was quite a strange thing to do. And I was literally talking to nobody, par my Grab drivers and the servers at the hawker centre for literally a week. I was going in saying like, yes, that's conversation, but it's like transactional conversation. That's not what I was seeking. They are all lovely, but I craved real human interaction that wasn't transactional. Studying abroad has given me a lot of revelation about myself and who I am as a person. And I think that I am very good at being alone when I choose to be alone. And when I first got here, that wasn't like a voluntary lonely. It was like a, I'm alone for real, for real. But let's rewind how I told my parents not to come with me. I do not have many regrets of this entire process, but I think that is one of them. If you don't know, I am an eldest daughter, and I think that is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, eldest daughters have a reputation for God knows what reason, for being quite, I don't think prideful is the right word, but I'm gonna go with prideful and being very, very independent. And I think I take myself as eldest daughter very seriously. And I was like, you know what? This is the ultimate eldest daughter move, moving alone on her own. But did I have to be on my own? No, not necessarily. Okay, so I move on my own and I land and I'm calling my friends and my family, which I was thinking, you know, everyone in my entire life, I've gone to uni, I did that alone. What is the difference between, you know, the Midlands to Manchester and the Midlands to Singapore? A whole lot of difference, baby girl. I'm calling them. There's now a 7-hour time difference amongst us. No one's awake when I'm awake. I'm getting to the end of my day and finally everyone's waking up, but like everyone's waking up. No one's in that chatty, you know, they've gone into the flow of their day mood. No one really wants to talk. Anyways, I'm here, I'm struggling a little bit getting on my feet, but I'm like, you know what? I have to thug this out solo. I can't ask for help. No one told me that, no one mandated that to me, but I'm just like, if I'm gonna do this, if I am gonna do this, I am going to do it. And I think very often with eldest daughters, independence gets conflated and gets confused with doing things alone or being lonely in the process of big transitions. You can very much be independent but still do things with a community, and that should not be forgotten. Otherwise, the only person that will suffer will be you. And during this entire transition of studying abroad, when I had this kind of like eureka moment that although I am alone, I am not necessarily lonely. Okay, those two things sound very similar, alone, lonely. They sound like literally the exact same, but they are very, very, very different. To be lonely is when you have no friends and no company. To be alone is to have no one else present. I was here, but it felt like here. But when you're here, it's very easy to convince yourself you're actually here when that's not actually the case. The feeling of being lonely and being alone feel like two sides of the same coin, but these are very different dollar bills, you girl. But you know when you're like stressed, you're in panic, you're like, oh my God, and you're digging through your bag trying to find something to pay with and you pick up the first thing that you see? That's kind of how I felt when I was kind of trying to highlight and label my emotions. I was digging through, searching, rambling, I'm lonely. No, you're just currently alone. Because ultimately, when I reflect on my entire life, I have never in my life been lonely. God has blessed me with what I can say is probably the most amazing community ever, who I think really pride themselves on being there for one another. There's a lot of conversations online about what it means to have a community and be there for people. I think my friends that I have selected, and like selecting friends is something that I really, really pride myself on. I once had a friend tell me that, Shay, everyone that you bring around is always so good, such good energy, they're always good people. I was like, wait, that's kind of a very rare compliment to be given. And also one of the biggest compliments I think you can be given, because I'm a very big believer that, what's that idiom? Birds of a feather flock together. I am such a believer in that your friends really do represent you. Show me who your friends are, show who you are. Like, your friends are a mirror of who you are. And obviously, I'm someone who prides myself on really being there for my friends, being a present friend, being a friend who you can always count on and rely on. And I think when I moved here, although my friends weren't physically, you know, making the journey with me, my family wasn't physically bringing my bags to my room, they were still very much here for me in like the way they most could be. And although I complain for all it is worth, you know, social media, digitalization of relationships, I will give it to the global tech conglomerate or whatever, that like we are more interconnected than ever. It is easier than ever to be there for your friends so that no one actually feels alone. A FaceTime, a quick this, a quick that, writing letters, also really cute, really sweet. The only thing I would say about like, you know, digital relationships and moving away is that it was really strange because I think for some people and some friends, social media has made them into such lazy friends. Like they think you're not alone because they're being there for you, because they're watching and consuming your life online. And like, I guess I am someone who vlogs and puts my life out there, but like, guys, I'm not vlogging my breakdown when I get here. I'm not vlogging and crying about how awful I felt when I first got here, because who wants to see that? Like, not even who wants to see that, but do I want to put myself into a vulnerable position on the internet that lasts forever? No, I personally don't. Like, that's someone else's niche, someone else's bag, but it's not my bag, right? So when I was like, oh my God, I've been keeping up, you look like you've been doing so amazing, you've been doing so well. Well, of course you think that because I've chosen for you to see that. And it's not like I'm a master manipulator who is, you know, configuring the whole online presence to be something that it's not, because I am having a great time. Which is why when I moved here and I was feeling kind of down, I was very confused on why I felt down. And I felt really bad about feeling the way that I did, because my parents have poured so much into financially. I prayed for times like this, yet somehow I felt really naff about being here. And I think that's so normal when you have a new life experience. You're not gonna get somewhere and I instantly loved it, but I didn't instantly love the situation I was in of like not having friends. I've always had friends around me, so being somewhere where I was like, she's alone was kind of scary. Like, even when I moved to university, I moved to university with my best friend of all time, with my homegirl, right? So uni is that kind of time where like everyone's like, oh, you move and it's your first experience of being alone, I wasn't alone. My first experience of being alone was moving to Singapore, hours, miles, what feels like years away. And I don't have any previous life experience to pull on to like help me navigate this situation. Therefore, I'm confused, I'm paining a little bit, feeling like I'm lonely, but I'm just alone, okay? You think of what I'm saying? You are not lonely, you are alone. Once you start to like understand those are two different entities, self-solitude will feel like such a better time. It won't feel as worrisome or as miserable, because there is a real art to being alone, and it's something that you have to do in this life. And I have somewhat become an expert of being alone. And as I said, like at some point in your life, whether it's you are moving to uni, you're doing a year abroad, you're starting a new job, you're in a breakup or where you will have to decipher being lonely versus being alone, and you will have to become very good at being alone. I want to share some tips, some little tricks of how I've mastered Shay's masterclass on how to be alone. Welcome. I think the number one thing I want to say is do the things you want to do alone. Even if there is no one to join you, do that thing anyways, and don't let being alone stop you from doing what you actually want to do. You will rob yourself of your entire life experiences if you wait for someone to join you on your journey. Obviously, mine is quite drastic, moving from a different country, but like, let's say you want to go to that concert alone. Do it. You want to go to that festival alone? Do it. You want to go to a rave alone? Do it. The art gallery alone? Do it. You want to go to this event? Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Do not wait for someone to join you. And I think the thing to know about that, like your special interest is actually special. It's something you're passionate about, it's something you're interested in. So it's going to be something that's easy for you to converse when you meet somebody. I think people very often get into their head and overthink the situation of actually being alone. But when you go and you just authentically enter that space as you are, you will thrive. It is so simple and so easy. The thing is, it's just a bit daunting, but you gotta be brave and take that masterclass tip number 2. When you feel safer and secure, you feel more okay being alone. And I mean this in a physical sense of like, you know, having your wits about you, you obviously are gonna feel better. But I also mean this in like a spiritual sense as well. When you feel safer and secure within yourself, you are more okay at being alone. When you recognize that your own company is the best company, you will be absolutely so fine being alone. I think people get very self-conscious when they're alone. I know that I do anyways. Let me speak for myself. I get very self-conscious when I'm alone. I feel like I don't know what to do with myself, how to like I forget how to be a normal human being, how to just even hold my body. I completely forget. Whatever you do, you've got to realize that you have that thing within you. You have that within you. And I think once you start to recognize that, you will start to have this magneticness about you. You become much more of an alluring person when you start to radiate that from the inside out. There's no other way to do it, because I think also when you are alone and you do it from an external validation point only, and you start to attract company, it's all become apparent so fast who you truly actually are. Like, people are smarter than you may think. People are smarter than I think. People see through nonsense all the time. It becomes very clear when you are fraudulent about your personality. So, you know, I think the thing that I had to say, and I think I had to say from like entering this study abroad experience and like seeing new personalities and seeing fraudulent personalities, and I don't mean that in like a drug-rich sense, I mean that in like an actual factual sense. I see through it. I think if I was being fraudulent, people see that through me too. But I think what people have said they like about me is they like my authenticity. Authenticity is attractive AF. It is attractive AF, and it's something that will last forever. Once you're authentic in yourself, it is top tier. It is top. Masterclass tip number 3: be open-minded AF. Be open-minded AF. Now, this was weird because I thought I was a very open-minded person till I got here and I realized that I am a control freak. I like things done a certain way and I go into things with a certain expectation. Once I dropped my expectations of experiences, people, literally everything, I started to enjoy life a lot. I have no expectation that needs to be met. I can go into it with a complete blank slate and enjoy whatever the experience gives me. You know, I'm not looking to go in to come out with something. I'm looking just to go in, and if I come out with something, cool. If I don't, so fine. I think also, like, even on like a very like low scale level, like I remember I would go to some of these like exchange events alone, and I would think this is an event only for losers. Like this event right now, and I sound very mean girl, but like it wasn't even my fault. They were putting on events that just were giving loser-esque, and I was thinking it's a loser-esque event, it's gonna attract losers only, right? But I'm there. I'm not a loser. I'm sure there are gonna be other cool people there. And once I had that expectation of like what I think this event is gonna be, and I became more open-minded, and I went to these events, I was making some friends I would genuinely say for life. People I think are gonna be in my life for a very, very, very long time. So I think that as well is another really important one. Like when you go in preconceived notions, it will warp how you engage with literally everything. Like you won't be an open person. And I think when you're not an open person, like internally, when you're not being open-minded, you come across as closed to other people, and no one wants to approach anyone who is closed off. That's in like a spiritual sense once again, but I also mean like be open in your body language, like look like an approachable person. I think one too many of my friends, I tell them this on the daily so they know who they are, a stank face is a rank face. Nobody wants to come and engage with that, like, come on now, Chelsea. So when you are alone, look like you're actually happy being alone, because when you actually come to terms that you are happy being alone, you've got to also express that externally. You know what I'm saying? But then, maybe this is the whole active performance, Jude Butler kind of thing, but I don't know. I gotta think about that one. I'll come back to you. I'm not saying perform in a certain way, but I'm just saying like let your internal express your external. But those are all my masterclass tips. And I think ultimately, I thought I liked being alone. I love being alone. I think when I'm around people for too long now, like, I'm like, oh my God, I need a bit of space, I need a bit of air. Because my company, as I said before, is the best company. That doesn't negate the connection I've been able to make here. I think it also just allows that you need time as a person, and I'm an extrovert. They call me Big E. I'm an extrovert. You need time, whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, to recharge. That in ways that actually fulfills you. People say alone time. That alone time has to be actual quality time as well. Masterclass number 4. Alone time. I'm low-key anti-bed rotting as your alone time. Me and my friends have had lots of debates about this, whether alone time should be a bed rot, whether that counts or doesn't count. In my eyes, it don't count. You need to do things that actually fill your cup. You need to do things that actually make you feel more like you. If that is bed rotting, fairs, but I think there is more to you than a bed rotter. Anyways, for me, I love a certain type of things. I love a certain kind of day, and I went on a solo date. So, it's not a segment. I'm taking my solo date. You're more than welcome to join, or you can leave me now. Either way, I hope you enjoyed.
Spin my world around. Oh, you spin my world around. Lift my feet off the ground.
Pretty much one of the first things my friends told me who had already done year abroad or done solo travels was do the thing that you want to do anyways. Don't wait for someone to come and join you and keep you company. Now, I am very good on my own. I'm good with my alone time. I'm good with all that stuff. However, I am an extrovert. I like my alone time voluntarily, and when I landed, I was having involuntary alone time. Like, nobody had arrived yet because I arrived early, so it was lots of wandering and doing things on my own, which is fine. I can do it. I do like it, but it got to a point where I was like, I'm only talking to like service workers, and I'm not engaging in like real proper conversation with people, apart from like my Uber drivers. So now I've kind of got into the full swing of things. I've been here for 2 weeks, which is crazy. I've been here for 2 weeks. It's literally insane, and I'm finally having my alone time in a way that I want to have it. I'm a bit less scared of going out. I mean, Singapore is a really, really safe place anyways. I think I was just kind of anxious about like being alone in a new country, 60 hours away from home. But I'm loving it, guys. I'm having a really good time. So today I have come over to Haji Lane in Arab Street, which is meant to be like a really chic area. Like, I've walked around quite a bit, and it's been really, really cutesy. I have stopped for a pit stop to get some food because the girl is hungry. This food looks boss. I'm about to devour this. I didn't think I was going to get homesick, but I think it's more like you just miss home comforts. And like when I was younger, I used to make friendships with my brother all the time. So just searching for little things like that has been so nice, and just grinding on this experience. But I'm not gonna lie, I do feel quite silly eating non-Asian food when I'm literally in Asia. What is the point? One of the main reasons I chose Singapore was so I could eat good. And trust me, I have been eating so good. But I found it really strange. I mean, some people I've interacted with here, this will be a whole other thing, but quick side note. Some people I've interacted here have been very interesting in terms of like, they've come, and I'm struggling to identify whether they actually like Asia, Asian people, Asian food, Asian culture, Asian cuisine. Like, all they do is complain. Oh, I've eaten this today. It was oh, I've gone there. All they had was rice. First off, you're in Asia. Like, that's their main cuisines. That's not even all they have to offer. Don't be so silly. But this is the first time I've eaten out that has not been Asian food. So yeah, this is my exception. But it's a bit of a weird start to my, my YouTube vlogs. It's all going to be about me being in Singapore and Asia. Hey, now that I've eaten, I've fueled up, I'm ready to go, and I'm gonna go and do some thrift window shopping. Emphasis on the window, because the money's got to stretch for a long time whilst I'm out here. And I think I should be okay because I don't have my enabling friends with me who will encourage me for anything. I don't have my enabling friends here. I don't know, it's conflicting. It's such a weird experience, like being your own, loving your friends, missing them, also making so many new friends. It's been a very rich experience. But you know what? It's all part of the process. So we're gonna go and have a wander, have a stumble, see what we fall into. These are really cute. It's like swimwear, but skirts. That'd be something like a beach holiday. And this as well for another beach holiday would be so lovely. Like all of these. This one is particular. This, I'd wear it as like a dress, and I'd also wear it as a skirt as well. That'd be really nice. Oh God, I think I am my own enabler. It's so sweet. This would be it as a skirt. I'm gonna try it on as a dress now, but I do quite like it as a skirt, to be fair. I'm so conflicted. I'm in pieces, I'm in bits. Dress and skirt, it is so cutesy. This is really sweet, and like, the length is so cute. And with my little ballet pumps, I love everything about it, with the jewelry, everything. Guys, I did get the dress/skirt. I just felt like I needed it. I do need it, because actually, to be fair, I've not bought many like beachy cover-ups or anything of the sort. So that was my justification. I feel like it'd be very versatile. Plus, all the clothes I have bought here with me are really plain, really bland, like black and white look. I haven't bought any prints. Like, I need to have like the most like versatile wardrobe. But now that I'm deeping it, I'm a print and color girl to some extent, dark color girl. So I didn't need my enabling friends. I am the enabling friend. Right, now I'm gonna go to Arab Street more so and get myself a coffee. This coffee shop has a queue. I have no clue what it is, but I trust places that have a queue. Like, I am someone who does fall for that, I'm not gonna lie. But it looks cutesy in here. And I got their bestseller, because like, let me just go easy and safe. I think they're like USPs that it has, how do I open this? No? Oh yeah, here we are. Is that it has saffron like in it, which is good for you. I'm not a massive coffee fan, so with a pinch of salt. Smells nice. Tastes amazing. It's like kind of like that milky chai latte, not herbal, but like spice kind of flavor. Me being here, I'm picking up so many new addictions. New addiction here, they're everywhere. Guys, sugarcane juice is not more than £1.50. Do you know how bad sugarcane juice is for you to drink on the regular? Cavities and whatnot. Milo, another £1.50. Not good for you. Mind you, I'm lactose intolerant. Not good for me. What else am I drinking? Matcha. Matcha's actually pretty fine for you, to be fair. And they don't put as much syrup in it here. But it's the idea that when I go back home, do you know how much a blank sheet costs these days? I get a matcha here for £3, if that. When it's more than £3, I'm looking at them like, better be the best matcha of my life. So I fear going back home is going to be difficult. Plus things like, you know, you go to a hawker centre. For those who don't know, hawker centre is like a massive food court where you can get anything and everything that you'd want. Really cheap. It's really like delicious because it's cooked by locals who are quite old, so they've had a lot of time experiencing and developing and focusing their like recipes. It's just delicious. The meals there are fantabulous. I mean, really, I've had some gourmet food there, right? Everything in there's been less than a £5, and I've eaten some bussin' meals there, less than a £5. I know the minute I get back to England, that kind of meal is going to be about, £20 upwards, right? Touch rice restaurant and slap a £20 fee on it for you. Not going to service charge, how cheeky, how rude. So things like that, I am going to adjust. To me saying this as a girl who's been here for 2 weeks. Once I've been here for 12 months. However, someone did just say to me that I should just learn how to cook, which I can cook really well, but I don't like cooking, is what I've come to learn. I don't like cooking. I prefer to be cooked for or given my food to me. Like, you know, some people are like, oh my God, cooking's my love language. It's not for me. I find cooking to be a chore. It's a form of slavery for me. I don't like it at all. Cooking to me seems like a chore and a bore. And it seems like a thing, like at uni, I will cook to the last minute. So my body is starving and I'm feeling weak is when I start cooking. I don't like it. A hawker, you walk up, pay, go, chat, chill, lovely. I do fear and I do think I'm gonna have to head back to campus now. I'm not gonna lie, my uni be doing some crazy and random things. Today we have a university festival. No clue what that means. We had some sort of dance festival last week called Rag and Flag, where basically each faculty chooses a charity and they dance, make choreography, make costumes from scratch, they have recycled materials, do set design. Like, it was really extravagant, right? And I went with the lowest expectations ever because I feel as though if they had that in the UK, everybody would take the piss. No one would take it seriously and it'd be a shamble, right? People here were giving it their all, popping, locking, busting, up, down, left, right. It was crazy. So the festival today, I'm excited. I'm very excited actually. Hopefully that'll be fun. Hopefully that'll be good. I hope you enjoyed the vlog if I post it. I want to post it and I will post it, and you will continue to stay with the journey whether you like it or not, the rest of Singapore and what comes after Singapore. But yes, ciao for now.